Hello everybody, welcome to the second live watch along of the day between Senegal and Equatorial Guinea in the quarterfinals of the African Cup of Nations. Let's hope for a brilliant game of football and hopefully it'll be a good game. Yet again, they butchered up their sound. So it's African Cup of Nations action, Equatorial Guinea versus Senegal.
Some memorable moments, some stunning strikes, and the odd, unbelievable upset. There is potential for all of the above tonight as we take in the final quarter-final match between a much-fancied Senegal side and the outstanding outsiders of Equatorial Guinea, who've already enjoyed upsetting the odds and would be more than happy to do so again. Senegal haven't been at their fluent best as yet in these finals.
So it's Equatorial Guinea versus Senegal for a place in the semi-final of the African Cup of Nations.
Guinea were grounded by early defeat to the Ivory Coast.
The players are now walking out onto the pitch.
Their mindset perhaps best summed up by midfielder Santiago Enem. He says, "We reached the quarterfinals thanks to our seriousness. We are a young team that dreams of going as far as possible. Our ambition is to win and put on a good show. We certainly hope for entertainment tonight." Neither side has ever lifted the trophy, but a place in the final and a shot at silverware is tantalisingly close. Senegal possess some eye-catching names and great experience to go with their considerable quality.
This is the Senegal team to play Equatorial Guinea tonight. Hopefully, like Edouard Mendy, Koulibaly, Sadio Mane, Abou Diarra. And then you got the Equatorial Guinea side, which hopefully that's the Equatorial Guinea team to play Senegal tonight. Here we go. Oh, hello. What do you think is better? Because the only problem is I'll be able to do it on BBC, but I have to do it because Sky's got better quality. I've already said to myself on the career mode on FIFA, he is going to get bought. Oh, Equatorial Guinea! Even though I love Senegal, I like both of you. So I don't care who wins. I don't care who wins, I like both. I think I found some two nations that I'm going to just fall in love with, which is Guinea-Bissau and Equatorial Guinea. Is that Salvador going to be a hard cunt again? And if he is going to be a hard cunt, can you please go and do it to Sadio Mane, please? So when you're going for rash challenges, can you go and injure Sadio Mane, please? It teaches him that he's shit. And then you got another guy, my guy, called Salvador, that I started thinking he's amazing. He's a hard cunt. Edward Mendy 6'6". Hey, my guy, it's Melasar.
The focus is required. The action is
Lampard
not
dying.
now. We have the backdrop and the atmosphere.
Yep.
And we have two sides who, as you can see, are pumped up and ready for a shot of glory.
Here we go. Equatorial Guinea versus Senegal.
There are characters on the field and indeed off it. Plenty here to support their beloved nations. Those with Senegal in their hearts, interested and relieved to see that man starting after that nasty...
Can we go to penalties, please?
In their previous game. Fighting fit and ready to fight for his country. Sadio Mane starts.
Because then it would prove... Yeah. No, the one... The one guy I like in the Equatorial Guinea side is that Salvador.
Fit to play after picking up that head injury last time out. Leicester's Nampalys Mendy and former Aston Villa and Everton manager Senegal team up in the middle of the park. Former Bristol City striker Famara Jeju will lead the line. Cheku Kouyaté returns from a ban to the bench. Watford's Ismail Assar is there too.
Oh no!
With a knee injury.
Wow! How weird is that? How weird is that? Oh, there we go. Captain for Senegal, actually. Wow, so oh no. Oh no, I know that ref anywhere. This is the ref that takes no shit.
The Equatorial Guinea squad contains a host of players from the lower divisions in Europe, as well as a few who ply their trade further up the football pecking order.
No. The one thing you got to get used to is this ref.
The versatile former Middlesbrough and Birmingham City man Emilio Nsue come in as the captain, a regular at right back in his time in the EFL and Premier League. He may well look to provide the main attacking threat today, and is currently a free agent. Well, Equatorial Guinea may only be ranked 114th in the world, but they have done some damage to some serious reputations in recent times. Notably at this tournament, stunning Mali in the round of 16 to win out via penalties, and they defeated holders Algeria in the group stage to great acclaim too. Algeria, incidentally, sitting just 9 places below Senegal in the football pecking order. That sets the scene. The final moments before kick-off provide the opportunity for renewed focus and the renewal of instructions. Some are happy to stand alone while others gather.
Come on! Over this bigger game.
But the message from both sides is to do whatever they can tonight to get the job done. Of course, these two sides are very much focused on looking to get through, and it will be Senegal who get us started.
Here we go. Senegal gets on the way. Senegal versus Equatorial Guinea, folks.
Largely due to their miserly defences. The Senegalese rearguard is yet to be breached in their 4 games at this tournament. Equatorial Guinea themselves have only conceded the once. But whether we get goals aplenty or none at all, and are forced all the way to spot kicks, we must get a winner, for whom Burkina Faso will provide the opposition in the semi-finals. And it's a warm welcome to Terry Gibson as well tonight, alongside me, David Stapp.
Good evening, David. Now, certainly hoping for more goals than we've seen so far from these two teams. Certainly Senegal, you think, have the potential to be more prolific in front of goal. Of course, relying, and why not, heavily on Sadio Mane so far in this competition, but yet to score a goal in the first half. They've tried.
Here we go. Senegal versus Equatorial Guinea, folks. Get involved in the chat.
Haven't scored and haven't been able to maintain that fast-paced tempo. So I think that's what they'll be looking to do tonight. Equatorial Guinea, of course, massive underdogs going into this game, and have been underdogs throughout the majority of their games in this tournament so far. But we saw that after the national anthems, when they had the team picture, there was no apprehension. They were enthusiastic. They looked up for the challenge, and should be proud of their achievements so far. We'll be hoping they can continue their journey in this tournament.
Yes, whatever happens tonight, they've come a long way in their footballing journey of late and during this tournament. And they'll be happy to ruffle a few feathers this evening, as they have done already in this competition. And you mentioned the lack of early Senegal goals so far, the earliest of their 3 strikes at these finals, coming after 63 minutes from Sadio Mane in the round of 16, the opener against Cape Verde, of course, who were in the end down to 9 men, as Senegal got the second deep in injury time.
It was 97th minute winner against Zimbabwe in the opening game, and that was for the penalty spot. Sadio Mane's hit the post against Cape Verde in after about 5 minutes, and they started really fast. If that got in, it might have been a little bit more easier for them, and it was to actually defeat Cape Verde 2-0. So I expect a fast start from Senegal. I expect Senegal to have majority of the ball in the attacking half of the pitch. But don't underestimate the spirit, enthusiasm and quality of Equatorial Guinea.
Here we go, Equatorial Guinea versus Senegal. Get your...
Looking for Ivan Salvador, who is a confident man, as you can see by his early strike at goal.
He's one of the players we will see on the ball more than most for this team. You can see he's certainly not lacking the ambition to try his luck against Edouard Mendy from that distance, from that angle. Ambitious, but decent opening for Equatorial Guinea.
Known as Ivan Salvador in Spain, Ivan Edu in Africa, which is why that's on the back of his shirt. He plies his trade in the lower divisions in Spain. One of those players who can on his day produce something special, but can also frustrate in terms of decision making.
See Senegal looking to play fast, closing down there. There's the foul there from Idrissa Gueye.
Rolls here for Sam Youssis. Touch from Papigay. We'll try and be relatively direct in their passing. The pacey
So it'll be an interesting game, folks, between Equatorial Guinea
on the back foot early doors.
and Senegal.
Sadio Mane looking to get involved. Amara Jeju just waiting for the ball to find him in the middle, which he doesn't do.
It's really important that Senegal, if they want to take the game to their own
Not,
hands,
we haven't had a chance at the moment yet, so
their authority in the early stages of the game is to close down high up the pitch, because Equatorial Guinea, when they tried to play out the back in their previous game against Mali, I wasn't too convinced they had the quality to do so. So hence, when they were put under pressure, they did make mistakes. They did give the ball away. So I think Senegal and Youssis would have looked at that.
the live watch-along of Equatorial Guinea versus Senegal from the African Cup of Nations quarter-final is now live on the channel. Go and vote in the chat. Get involved. Let's get a lot of views in the chat today. Could we have a potential upset in Equatorial Guinea beating Senegal, or Senegal go through to the quarterfinals in the semi-finals, when the winner will face Burkina Faso in the semi-finals? Hope to see you there, folks.
There is a burning desire to succeed on his part.
Well, the draw has been kind, hasn't it, for his team? Relatively straightforward group, though they did make hard work of finishing top above Zimbabwe, Guinea and Malawi. Cape Verde in the now 16, Equatorial Guinea in the quarterfinals, and Burkina Faso, if they are successful, in the semi-finals. So it's been a decent run through to this stage of the tournament for Senegal.
It has been a tournament in which we've seen some of the bigger names fall. Ghana, of course, didn't even make it out of the group. Indeed, they were bottom of their section. The likes of Algeria also coming up short. Nigeria as well. Tunisia knocked out by Burkina Faso in the round of 16. In the quarterfinals, rather. So
there hasn't been any chances so far, folks. Like, subscribe if you are new. Just busy doing some stuff on here to let people know when the...
With a fight on his hands in the middle of the park. Seti Miranda, also known as Boacho. He's one of those who will look to take the game to Senegal. Maybe leave the leg in a little bit as well on the challenges.
Yep, they were quite aggressive in their game against Mali.
Sway is trying to provide the focal point. Here he is.
Equatorial Guinea.
In the middle. Salvador was looking to try and direct that goalwards.
In the African Cup of Nations quarter-final, which the winner will play Burkina Faso in the semis.
Is that desire to be attacking, but the need to also be concentrated. Attack can turn into defence.
Burkina.
Ball out wide, they will use the width as much as possible. Slow and Dong will always look to get forward and support Brulia, also known as Yannick Sam.
I'm actually surprised how much of the ball Equatorial Guinea are having at the moment. Senegal have taken a backward step, they're having to retreat.
50-50. Thank you very much for the 2 likes.
Not the approach I was expecting from the big favourites in this match.
Sawana. The long ball and then a challenge from Sadio Sis along with Carlos Acapo. Raised a few eyebrows, maybe raises the temperature on the touchline as well. And it's going to see the first yellow card of the game for the fullback who plays for Nancy in France.
Carlos Acapo who's suffered the worst in that collision. Sadio Sis is picking up the yellow card.
Hello everyone, welcome.
Freitas Gomez just making it very clear that he will be in charge of when he looks at VAR, not the players.
I'm totally sure that's the case, is it? I'm pretty sure if VAR do feel there is something worth looking at, they will speak to the referee.
This will be a joint effort on the officials' part, won't it?
Yeah.
But I think he's just imploring the players not to make that rectangular symbol.
It was the coach, one Meacher, wasn't it, there, that was get stuck into the officials, asking for harsher punishment than the yellow. I think it was an unfortunate collision, to be perfectly honest. I think it was a genuine attempt from both players, a brave attempt from both players to win the ball. But it was a foul. Sadio Sis picking up the first yellow card of the game.
They will look to attack down this side now to try and provoke an error from him, a costly one perhaps. A corner is given to Equatorial Guinea here.
Equatorial Guinea have a corner.
Maybe it was off the field, but it will be a set play for the underdogs.
That's correct score. There is a touch there from Abdou Diallo. See it clearly from that angle, but it was when the angle the assistant referee.
So guys, vote in the chat who you think is going to win, Equatorial Guinea or Senegal.
Corner is taken swiftly. Juan Salvador is searching for those in the middle. For the ball as it runs loose, he is a bundle of energy and will look to keep his side on the front foot. As will Sadio Mane, who just clashes with Juan Salvador. Senegalese football fans were desperate to see Sadio Mane play tonight. There's been a lot of talk about how his head injury was handled.
It's difficult to be definitive about whether he should or shouldn't play where we're watching the game from. It was a nasty collision. And he scored an unbelievable goal with this alleged concussion on the... and then he did fall to the floor after celebrating the goal. But of course he would have wanted to have played in this. Senegal would want him to play in this now. Without the been involved and been around the squad. We don't know what the damage was, what the injury, how sufficient the injury was.
There it is, drawing the challenge from City Miranda. He has been pretty much a one-man attack for Senegal. It's not a bad one-man attack, I have to say. In this competition so far, he has been decisive, and I expect him to be the main focal point of all the attacking play again of Senegal. In all different
Here we go, free kick to Senegal, folks.
On the left, he'll play on the right, he'll play up front, he'll drop deep to try and get the ball if he's getting frustrated that he's not getting the service.
Equatorial Guineans just testing the patience of the South African referee. Dusawono just trying to get a view of how this ball might move and dip and where it might be heading. He's set up his wall, he's got to trust it now. Just again.
Here we go. Free kick to Senegal.
It's he who hits it.
Oh, wide of the goal.
A lot of confidence from the Equatorial Guinea goalkeeper that it was sailing wide.
Again seems to think it's really close. The goalkeeper didn't look too perturbed by the fact it was swinging away from going down his right side. Good judgment from Jesus Awono. Good judgment, or he had no chance of getting there, was just hoping for the best. I'm not so sure.
Salvador, neatly done. Gains his side some ground. Abdou Diallo across to him. Sadio Mane wins it back. Once again, Salvador winning possession for Equatorial Guinea.
He is one of their main players, and he's featuring in the game pretty much all the way through so far.
Here we go. Let's see if guys keep voting in the poll, like, subscribe if you are new to the channel.
Capo plays for Cadiz in La Liga, but Ibn Edu Salvador will be one of those go-to players for Equatorial Guinea.
He's got quality, hasn't he? But he's got energy as well, which is crucial in these type of games when you perhaps don't have so much of the ball, albeit they have started strongly in this opening quarter of an hour, and they have a set play to try and make something happen from. Pepin moves it on, out to Ndong. Trying to find a different angle.
They've made hard work of that, haven't they? The big central defenders that went forward wouldn't be best pleased with the fact that it went from the right to the left, back to the centre, back to the right, and never came into the penalty box. And you do feel that Equatorial Guinea are going to have to take advantage of any good options they have, opportunities at attacking set pieces.
I think you would have got an earful from some of the players you played with back in the day if you hadn't put that one in the box.
I think that they would. It's okay to shift the angle, move the angle, but then it's imperative with the big players up from the back. It does get into the box then as soon as possible.
Mane's touch. Mendy takes the free kick quickly. Hey, who's only actually made one League Cup substitute appearance for Leicester City this season, left out of the Premier League and Europa League squads.
So far, not a lot's happening in the game, folks. Still 0-0 between Equatorial Guinea and Senegal.
Capo, you mentioned him earlier, plays for Cadiz in Spain. He was born in Elche, played Real Madrid in December, and gave Vinicius Jr. a tough time, didn't he? Trying desperately to keep him quiet and looking to rise to the challenge as he is tonight.
It's really interesting when you see how many of their players play in Spanish football. He's the sole player in La Liga, and then Edu Salvador in the second division in Spain. The rest playing for various B teams and clubs lower down the Spanish football pyramid. I mean, you look at the players that are playing for Senegal, the teams that they played for. A number of them playing in Champions League, a number of them playing in the biggest clubs in European football. And so far in this game, I hesitated there in case that one went in the back of net, but so far in this game, Equatorial Guinea are more than holding their own.
Well, to underline your point, the two Equatorial Guinea centre-halves play in the 4th division in Spain, and Kalidou Koulibaly and Abdou Diallo play for Napoli and PSG. From a Senegalese point of view, so there is a big difference. And the FIFA World Ranking numbers are 20 for Senegal and 114 for the Equatorial Guineans. It is so far.
Oh, Mane!
Trying to get in behind.
It's a shot for Senegal. Oh, it's blocked. Oh, that would have been a good chance for Senegal and they messed it up.
Good idea. Who tried his luck. And the breakaway leads to an inevitable yellow card for Prodbylof.
Good idea. Was a little bit ponderous there, wasn't he, in terms of sorting his feet out to get away the shot after being supplied by Sadio Mane. First half opener of the game for Senegal. Didn't amount to an end product, and there we see the foul on Yannick Bouya. It's a clear yellow card offence. Again, just a cynical attempt to put a stop to that counter-attack from Equatorial Guinea.
Salvador. They've invited the pressure a little here, and they may well pay the price. Busagay felt he was fouled. The officials didn't agree. Sigh of relief from Equatorial Guinea. José Miranda looking to help it on towards a capo. There goes Jesus.
Free kick to Senegal. Folks, free kick to Senegal.
169 Bristol City appearances in 4 years. Prices trade in Turkey these days.
He's the centre forward, being flanked by Sadio Mane and Bouladia, who don't play in the really wide positions. The attacking width should come from the fullback, Sadio Cisse on the left and Unasar down the right flank.
Wow. Looks like Saint Etienne are going out
Looking for Jesus.
of this French Cup.
Into the path of Basile Ndong. Plays in the Norwegian 2nd division. One of the few non-Spain based players in this Equatorial Guinea squad.
And Spain born players as well.
Indeed,
A huge number of players in this squad that were born in Spain.
Yes, indeed. Sal Coco, who was close to proceedings there, born in Lanzarote. Pablo Ganet there in Malaga. Ball given away. Chance for Mane to spin. Immediately attracts two in red to the ball. Jesus couldn't quite bring it under his control. And the foul is by Sadio Cisse. He goes to Edouard Mendy, who we've not really mentioned as yet. Doesn't have too much to concern himself with thus far tonight. Here's Jesus.
Here comes Senegal and he's had a shot. Not a very good shot, but a weak effort. Straight into the arms of the Equatorial Guinea keeper.
Offside player in Sadio Mane, but the ball goes through to Jesus. With his run, takes him.
Guys, put your question in the chat, like, subscribe if you are new.
It's a decent attempt off a goal. It lacks the power to really trouble the goalkeeper. And well though. That was better from Senegal.
Both sides coming to this game tonight in good form. Senegal unbeaten in 15 international
Wow.
inside 90 minutes. 10 of those 15 games ended in victory. Equatorial Guinea just one defeat in 9. 6 victories in that spell. And that sole defeat was the opening game in these finals against Ivory Coast, which they lost by a goal to 0. Remarkable to think that between these sides they played 8 games at these finals so far, and just 1 goal has been conceded. That was in that Ivory Coast defeat for Equatorial Guinea. A few 0-0 draws in there as well, which is where we find ourselves at the moment.
And we've often found ourselves in this tournament.
And it was interesting that the first round of matches produced 12 goals in 12 games. The second round, though, it burst into life. We had 29 goals in the 12 games. And that maybe is a result of teams having a bit more time together because of COVID-19. Sides arrived at the finals and basically played almost straight away, didn't they? There wasn't a lot of time to bed in.
Senegal were the second players in their opening game. Koulibaly, Edouard Mendy in particular.
Koulibaly's made a very swift recovery from a torn hamstring to take his place in this Senegal squad. Picked up the problem in December, early part of December.
Come on, anyone, do something.
Above it, helping it on, it was Pepin who looked to try and thread it through.
I think, oh yeah, because in the last round there was 2 shootouts.
As the target man, not really finding it with the passes right now.
Yeah, because Egypt went through in a penalty shootout, knocking out Ivory Coast, and Burkina Faso, I think, went through on the penalty shootout, and Equatorial Guinea went through on the penalty shootout.
Jose Miranda dropping in and making it a 5 as well. So tactically, they're well organised, they're well coached, making life difficult for Senegal.
It's only Cameroon who didn't went through on a shootout.
Apart from that half chance for Mara Jeju, so far so good at the back for Equatorial Guinea. They were caught in possession once. When I talked to the start of the game about sometimes they try to play out.
Come on, someone do something.
The difference in quality will show. That's not being disrespectful to Equatorial Guinea, but they're up against really good players in Senegal.
Well, that's where those in red have improved markedly over recent times. They were described not that long ago as technically not bad, but tactically all over the place. It's the tactics that have really worked well throughout the course of the finals of this competition. That means you're working hard to...
Nah, I haven't pinned it twice.
The players working hard to carry them out.
Yeah, at the moment, what I'm seeing, David, in this game is that they are playing with no fear whatsoever.
Yeah.
Yet Senegal look fearful of the situation, the fact that they are huge favourites. A lot is expected of them in this tournament in general. And in this particular game, they're going to...
Yeah, but then the main thing is if I do it, it means it gets rid of the pinned comment.
With a fear that is completely to the opposite.
Yeah, so I'm going to have to unpin that and then just redo it again so I can do that again.
No expectation levels. And it's an even affair so far. Now another opportunity to get the ball into the penalty area. I do believe after 2 or 3 short set pieces where they've tried to change the angle.
Someone do something, because this game is boring.
See who's quickest to react, who's got the more determination.
He will collect rather easily in the end.
I sit in between, not straight into the goalkeeper's arms.
He was named FIFA's best men's goalkeeper for 2021 recently. So he's not going to drop an easy one like that.
They haven't been tested that much defensively, Senegal. You know, they haven't conceded a goal to their credit. But they have been dominant in all their games without really asserting their authority. But when you look at the back forwards, when they will be tested, you do feel that you will have confidence in them. Plus the fact Edouard Mendy is behind them in goal. The midfield three, I could be critical and say they're all pretty similar in terms of they're all pretty much holding midfield players. So they're going to be a tough nut to crack. But this type of game doesn't suit them, where they expect to have more of the ball and they should be in the attacking half of the pitch and they should have more possession. The possession at times is far too slow. I think it's an awkward situation for Senegal. They're a team set up to be defensively solid, but in the games they've had and in this game they need to be more active in terms of attacking play.
There's Mane looking to make things happen, and he
Oh, what a goal! What a goal! What a goal by Senegal! The team who look like they're playing in bogey green have scored.
slid in neatly into the area and finished off with a plum. And the favourites.
It is 1-0 Senegal.
It's no surprise to see Senegal.
Even though I want Senegal to lose, because I want Edouard Mendy back as quickly as possible to Chelsea.
Enjoying the fact that he has Sadio Mane playing just behind him. The timing of the run is perfect, the timing of the pass is perfect, and it's an excellent finish as well. Decides to go
For the bar is a legend.
On that occasion, you would see a lot of strikers driving towards the far post, across the goalkeeper, and he wrong-foots the goalkeeper, Jesus Owono, completely. Drops it down to the goalkeeper's right, beats him at the near post. Excellent finish and a smashing all-round goal from Senegal.
That is the moment that they were waiting for.
So it's 1-0 Senegal.
Settles everybody down in green. And the moment that gets the party started. Maybe a little bit early for that, but certainly the players were leading the dancing, leading the celebrations, and it's been taken on into the stands.
Oh, not that keeper. Oh, not even the guy who likes to get angry, because he got angry after Giroud scored against him. And we won. He literally kicked off. Wow, people, who do you think will win? Senegal at 33%, Equatorial Guinea at 67%.
Take complete control of the game, or whether they're going to drop back, try and protect or rely on that strong, solid back forward, outstanding goalkeeper and a three-man holding defensive midfield.
Well, they have the comfort blanket of knowing that they have
What is weird?
conceded a goal for 15 minutes short of 9 hours. So they need to stay well drilled at the back. They might well be tested here. Albeit organisation were intact.
Or it's going to be people. Or it's going to be people that just don't want. I bet you people are going to not do it because I'm going to want Equatorial Guinea to win because one, they're not Liverpool fans, and one, they're not Chelsea fans because it's Chelsea players in this and it's Liverpool.
Senegal concentrate, isn't it, immediately after opening the scoring, and concentration comes with work ethic as well. That's good idea. One of the three attacking players back defensively helping out, making
The
sure
same
they
thing,
don't concede.
we can say the same thing as,
But that
did we think that they would be Algeria? No. And did they do it? Yes.
Well, it's that discipline, that defensive solidity, the intensity as well, which is the hallmark of the Cissé side, really. We've not always seen it all come together.
It's a very weird thing.
In a knockout tournament, it's about not being knocked out, isn't it? You don't necessarily.
Weird how people are voting for the underdogs.
Player full of style all the time.
Exactly, and it'd be interesting how they play this situation. The counter-attacking play will very much suit them, I think. You get Sadio Mane
Ah, here we go.
into that space that's
Wow, someone in it. Wow. Yep, someone in Pont. Are they in Pontes Liga works uptown? They've just signed someone. They've signed Luke Hall from Sheffield FC. Works uptown.
With options gathering in the middle, and well, it was just taken off the toes there of Bunasar, I think, who was galloping in. There were various players who were very interested in that.
Sadio Mane. Senegal.
First time in the tournament that I've seen so many Senegal players racing.
It just somehow for
Penalty box, so it looks like they're enjoying the fact they've got the goal and the opening
because
goal.
somehow for Senegal, he doesn't do all that stupid play acting shite.
Bunasar will take the corner. It was Papagay who was right in the thick of things moments ago, having a
Yep.
He's right in the middle again there. Sadio Mane looking to get involved.
Mane.
Goalkeeper has come for it, but it was quite literally taken out of his hands. Now the break.
Sounds like Chelsea have been having some.
Support is required here.
Yeah, it sounds like Chelsea are having a good time because a few of their players were wearing tuxedos.
Now they're going
Weekend vibes.
Mane. They're gathering in the middle.
It must be an old photo because Edouard Mendy's there. Then you got Aspilicueta, Mount, Lukaku, and Jorginho.
Equatorial Guinea is an important period of the game. Senegal are clearly going looking for the second goal.
Yeah.
You probably feel the second goal for Senegal will take the game away from Equatorial Guinea. Lots of enthusiasm for the Senegal midfield players to get themselves into the penalty box now. It goes wide.
And they're all on holiday together.
Jeju towards Mane.
It makes it easier for the.
Played by Esteban Obiang, but it'll come back at them here. Mane trying to create again, and in the nick of time it's scooped away.
Yeah.
Bunasar, the right back, who gets himself in the 6-yard box as well.
Yeah.
That enthusiasm and that desire to get into a goal-scoring position. They're really flooding their box with midfield players, the wide attacking players, the fullbacks getting in there.
Yeah.
Really going to try and
Because
finish this game off as soon as possible.
I watched Palmeiras in the in their Copa Libertadores final because that was on BBC, and literally Palmeiras were all over Flamengo from minute one. So basically, if we play like Flamengo did, it would be like us when we played Man City all over again, and we don't want that. Because they're like Man City, who could literally have one chance and could take it, and not just take one, they could take a hatful, because they're that sort of team. And it's very rare in South America for a team to retain the Copa Libertadores, because you've got to be really good.
Here comes Senegal once again. Papagay. From Bunasar.
Let's have a look.
And a little bit of nonsense off the ball before.
Wow.
That coming together on it.
Coming together. Let's see if anyone voted. No more votes. Thank you very much. 3 likes. Thank you very much.
Here needs to calm some down.
I think it's a nudge, isn't it, from Jose Machin?
Let's check. I'm going to check the FIFA Club World Cup, seeing what games are on first, because there might be a particular one that I will definitely be watching, whoever playing us. So I watched.
Attempting to calm things down.
The card is a yellow one for Pepe.
Yeah, so the first, yeah,
Apologised then, wasn't he? A couple of days just for not having it. It wasn't that bad a foul.
yeah,
Pushing the back, isn't there?
the, wow, here we go.
It's a foul.
Al Hilal, which is the team from Egypt, the most successful team in world football, are playing Monterrey for a chance to play Palmeiras.
Pepe tried to apologise, didn't he? He was a moment's frustration, couldn't get the ball back. His team were losing, they're under a little bit of pressure. Looked like they might concede the second, and he just lost his head.
And then the first, yeah, and then the first one, which is a team I've never heard of called AS Perry, or is it Piri? We don't play to the semi-finals, so there's 2 matches on our side before we even play. We play on the 9th, but it starts on the 3rd of Feb. We play on the 9th of Feb. We could play either AS Piri. I'm never going to pronounce these correctly, but AS Piri or Al Jazeera will play either Al Hilal to play us. And there's some good news about Al Hilal if they play us. They're without Bafétimbi Gomez because he's now left. So we have some good news. Al Hilal about their main striker because he left in the transfer window. I have no idea. He just said that they're going to be without him now because he's left. And we will. So the first game is on at 8:30 on the 3rd. Second one will be. It's basically most games are being played at 8:30 until you get to the match for the 5th place, 3rd place on the final. We play on the 9th. We play on the 9th at half. It doesn't really say because it just says 9th. It doesn't. I know, I'm trying to have a look now. Funnily enough, it's a Wednesday. It's a Wednesday, and then we won't. If you, or we could wear our 3rd kit, which is the actual camo kit. We're Al Hilal. It depends what kit they. Al Hilal. It's. Oh yeah, we're going to have to definitely. We would have to. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no! I've just remembered. Yeah, their away kit, their home kit is blue, and their away kit is grey. No, it's grey. Yeah. So basically, we'd have to. So we could wear our 3rd kit, and I think we should wear that because we haven't actually. We've only worn that away kit that 3rd kit once. That was against Zenit.
Moving on to Everton.
No, they won against. No, you're talking about the. You're talking about the away kit. I'm talking about the 3rd kit, which is the camo kit that we won against Zenit. That's the one I think we should wear because how often are we going to wear it? Not that often, and also it gives more exposure to that kit because it's the better one out of the 3. And then, so we could be, so this AS Pyrie.
Shushu is rising, looking to bring others into play this time. Just found the one spot in the penalty area.
Because the 3rd kit, when I went to buy it, wasn't even released by Chelsea Football Club yet.
Just stood still. His position, it would have been
because one, it would have got by the time that 3rd kit came out, the season already started. I wanted to get the kit before the season started, the shirt before the season started, and our 3rd kit didn't come out into at least a few days before the season started.
Senegal in this mood. It's about time actually. We haven't seen any of this level of performance throughout the rest of the tournament.
Yeah, I just. I just got that one because I was thinking about getting the home one, but then I just thought I hardly get the away one. So I thought I'd switch it up. It's just the only bad thing is I cannot wear it in the summer. That's the only problem. That kit does you over in the summer months. Because you get like what is it? You get like bugs or bees swarming at you because it's yellow. Because you attract a lot of like insects. So yeah, that's the only bad thing about that kit is when it gets to warmer months, it does you over because you get them just irritating you because of the colour. Yeah. And if you want to go and get anything to do with Chelsea shirt wise, you can't in Sports Direct because they're completely sold out. We're the only Premier League club that is sold out of all stock in Sports Direct. They've not even sold out of Man City. And it shows how popular Chelsea. But I'm just saying, out of all the Premier League clubs that they sell there, in that store, Chelsea's the only one to completely have nothing left. Yeah, it's because I went just about yeah, that's how much I got it. That's how much it cost when I got it originally. So let's see the teams that we could be playing in the FIFA Club World Cup. And I'm just saying, AS Paris is from Tahiti. They're from Tahiti. Al Jazeera are from the UAE. I do feel it's going to be extremely difficult for one of the Equatorial Guinea players. And this is what's even bigger. These are the reigning UAE Pro League champions at Al Jazeera. Oh, and then the other one is Al Hilal, which. So you got the UAE champions, the Saudi champions, the Tahiti champions. Fucking hell! We've got Monterey, which we don't play, but we still could end up. Playing them or Palmeiras if we don't win our semi-final because of the losers matches. Who knows what the rules of the game are regarding that? I clearly didn't think that was a penalty and hopefully noted the referee. So then the 5th place match is on the 9th at 7:30. No, not 7:30, 5:30. The 3rd place match is on the 12th before the final at 5 o'clock, and then the final for the FIFA World Cup is on the 12th at 8:30. Which is the finals at the same stadium that Chelsea are going to play at for our semi. Space to attack here, options to look for too, but it's Sadio Cease who wellies it clear. And it also says here, each team has to name a 23-man squad, 3 of whom must be a keeper. Injury replacements were allowed until 24 hours before the team's first match. So we can't afford to have any injuries. I'm just meaning when we play, because we play Plymouth, that we don't get any injuries in that game, because As soon as that game finishes, next day they're heading off to UAE.
Laying the ball through neatly for Famara Jeju, who did the rest and slotted home neatly. It's a reward for
They're off to the UAE the day after we play Plymouth Argyle in the FA Cup.
With a bright start, but with it all to do at the break. Senegal 1, Equatorial Guinea 0.
Due to COVID, that it had to be, they had to withdraw from being the host because they were having problems, and they didn't want. Then they tried to do it in China. Then they had exactly the same issue. Then the UAE took it up and said, we'll take it. Half time. Equatorial Guinea 0, Senegal 1. Should be a better game. This game needs something to work out because it's making me fall asleep. Because there's literally been one good chance in the whole game, and that was the goal. Oh, and it even says here, for elimination matches, extra time is played if the game is still tied after extra time. A penalty shootouts to determine the winner. But if we get to third place, then there is no extra time played if it's a draw, and it goes straight to penalties. Let's quickly have a look on BB. This is what, see if there's some news for you guys at half time. Wow. It gets even worse for Mason Greenwood. He is definitely not playing football again. His career's done. His career's now over. He's done. He's never kicking the ball again. Now, that's him done. That's him done. So we'll never ever hear that name again playing for a football club. Wow. Wow. You know, before you'd be seeing this, Lee Johnson has actually been sacked as Sunderland manager. He's only been sacked just because of one defeat, and because it was so bad of a 6-0 defeat. And that was it. So what else is annoying, just in football in general? You can't sack a manager just based off one result. What happens if you go and win the next 5? Or next 3? It's a bit silly going and sacking a manager after you've had just one bad defeat. It's like, for Chelsea, we lost 5-2 to West Brom. Did we go and sack Thomas Tuchel? No. Because we know that we'll be able to, you might go and win a couple more games. You never know. One game cannot make a decision. if you go and lose several games in a row, then yeah, you could sack a manager because of it. But they've just gone and done it just because of one bad defeat, which I do feel sorry for him, because it's not his fault that they lost. It was the players on that field. His job was to just pick the team out that if see fit and see if they could do a job, and it's just that they just didn't want to do it. So if it was me, the ones who should mainly be punished should be the players. Because I've seen teams who have been worse defeated in that way, and they've been made to apologise to fans who have travelled to games before. aka Wigan's one of them, when they got defeated 9-1 by Spurs away, and Roberto Martinez had to apologise to the fans and pay and refund them all their tickets because that defeat was that bad. That's why when it's bad games like that, I want to see clubs do that, because it's unfair that people have had to pay money to go and watch that and you just play like that. It's like, I would expect, even if it's a team in the Premier League, I would expect the Premier League club to go and do exactly the same if you get defeated like that, because it then teaches the players, this is how good the fans are, and they've wasted all that money to go and do it, then you give them money back so they can refund them. That's what I would do if I was manager. Especially if it happened and it was like for us. LeBron James. LeBron James. That's him done. I won't mention your name again because he's a twat and he doesn't deserve mentioning. Let's do another poll. Wow. Have they not mentioned that thing yet? Oh, I thought you were on Sky Sports News or something. Or you're watching basketball. Oh, because I sent you something. Oh, I just sent you something so you can have a look at it, see what you think. You might not have seen it. But I won't say it because it's something. Because I'm streaming, I can't say it. It's mad. And I just said that's him done. He's done. Yep, so basically he's basically done what Man City's Mendy did. So that means now his football career is basically done. He's not going to continue playing football now because no one's going to take him. Yep, so that's him done, and he's done it at a younger age, which he should have known better. And I'm not saying the word, not saying anything. I'm just gonna say for anyone of any age, just don't do what he's done because it's idiotic, wrong, and it basically ruins your life. Yeah, and the other person's life. That's why. That's when it finds out that fame goes to your head and you do stupid things. Yep. So the one player that everyone said was going to do well for club and country, that's it. I wouldn't be surprised if Manchester United just go and release him from his contract and just say, there you go, off on your own, do what you want. Because I would if I was United. Because it's giving that club it's giving the club a bad name because he's still a part of that club. It's giving them the bad rep. Because you know if it happened and it was the incident happened and it was Chelsea, our club would be bang on it and said you're out, your contract clause is done, you are out of this club, you're gone. Because we're usually on the ball with things like Chelsea when it comes to stupid things. Wow, Cardiff actually won a game. Wow.
Outsiders started strongly.
Here we go, the players are coming back up for the second half, folks.
Has grown as the minutes have ticked by, and they have their reward. The question is, are they going to be able to extend it, or will they surrender that lead? Questions that will be answered in the coming 45 minutes.
Guys, get voting on what you think of the first half.
I feel that Senegal have the quality to really advance and push on there and to assert their authority.
It is Equatorial Guinea 0, Senegal 1.
That was the signs we were receiving after they scored their goal. They were playing, they were expressing themselves, they were playing with freedom.
Hopefully it will be an interesting second half.
Better than we've seen them play the rest of the tournament. So I think on the other hand, you look at Equatorial Guinea and how are they going to, the one Nietzsche, is he going to come up with the coach in terms of how they can somehow get the ball up the other end of the pitch and try to get sufficient players into the penalty box to join the very long striker, Emiliano Insue, who's struggled to get on the ball, struggled to receive any service, hasn't had any support from his players. It's hardly surprising. It was always going to be a backs to the wall performance from Equatorial Guinea to hold out against Senegal, but they will take hope from the fact that the deficit is only the one goal and 45 minutes still to play, and it's still there. The
Coco.
is still there for them to get to the semi-final. It certainly would be a long shot if Senegal get the next goal.
Wow. Here we go. Ebanks Jr.'s come out and said Joshua needs new blood in camp.
Finals in the last few games, but also they beat Tunisia in November. They had one chance in that game. Really,
That's from Ebanks Jr.
To win. You just need to carve those opportunities out here. Behind
Let me get
Senegal,
this.
the difference.
Wait for the game to kick off. Then we get time and done anything.
We're set and ready for the second half. This is just the second meeting.
Second half on the way. 1-0 so far to Senegal. He's basically went and said Andy Joshua should change trainer, and amid speculation he will split with Robin McCracken, says Chris Eubank Jr.
Mane with the touch and is knocked to the ground.
So he's basically trying to get under like another player's skin or something by saying something that might not be true.
Touch late. Mane gets there, you can see he gets drafted into it by a big central defender.
Liverpool striker coming up against a centre-half who plays for Las Palmas reserves in the 4th division of Spanish football. And instantly, from kick-off, really
because it even says here that the reason how Eubank knows because he spent a lot of time training with Eubanks Jr. So we've seen firsthand that he needs it.
Who should know better. Idrissa Gueye there. PSG central midfield player. 42 years old. He should know the importance there of the delivery. It was on actually for a little clip to the far post because
Oh my, no. No. Have I just heard that right? No. Yeah, it's something that you might look forward to, but his face will get mangled. His face will get fucking mangled. If Eubanks Jr. wins over Williams on the 5th of Feb, could see him face GGG. Fuck off! And he's
having little change out of Diallo. He's deciding to run with it.
And it says here, yeah, and it turns out Eubanks Jr. says it's been a fight he has been after for many years. The number one fight he said, the number one fight I've been wanting to secure for many years is Ghana and Glocken. Easier said than done. That's the fight we are going to be pushing for. Any world title, any big name, that's what we are going for right now.
At 1-0, if there's 10-15 minutes to go, it's still the 1-goal deficit then. One Meacher might be able to be more adventurous with the...
So it turns out he wants to get himself absolutely...
Nothing to lose, but
so it turns out that Eubanks Jr. wants to get his lights knocked out.
Do get complacent, settle on the 1-goal advantage. It would be risky.
Done it. Had it and lost it. Senegal happy to take it on. Bounassar.
Oh, Senegal.
The idea. Both sides a little careless in possession.
Well,
Back it goes via Basilio and Don. He plays as a left back, but can step further forward.
And I have respect for Koulibaly because he's a good thing, but very rarely he makes mistakes. It's very rare to make mistakes.
He is picking it up, looking to drive at Senegal and find the gap for Soué. Salvador there. Screaming here for a penalty, and
it's a penalty, and it was caused by Ibanez.
A very swift start to the second
Woo!
half from Equatorial
The one played for Equatorial Guinea that I actually like.
And they have
And I'll be getting you on my FIFA career mode. You be cheap as chips.
They've ventured into any sort of a position.
Nah, that's never handball. That isn't handball. His actual arm is by his side in a natural position. It's not in an unnatural position, it's in a natural position. His arm is down by his side, so it's never a penalty. That is not a penalty. No way. I've seen ones in the Premier League that have been down by their sides and it's bit down and never been given. It shouldn't be given in this one, in this instance.
About who will take the spot kick if it is indeed going to be given. It's going to be looked at.
Just to let you know, this referee does not take no shit, and this referee is from South Africa. He doesn't take any no for an answer. When he makes his decision, he makes a decision. Yeah. This is the second time. Yeah. This is the second time I've watched this referee a game, and he's better than most Premier League refs. He's more stringent on what he does. So if you, yeah, the last one, if anyone goes on an argument with him and tries to square up him, he'll tell him, and he'll do the same. He won't back down. But that's not a penalty. That is never a penalty in a million years. The arm is by his side.
Tucked down behind him. If you just flick the ball towards the defender's arm and it strikes the arm. And if that is the law, then we're going to see that given on so many occasions.
Yep, even the commentator's correct. You see that in most leagues. You see him just try and hit it towards the hand, even though it's by its side, to try and get a penalty given. And it's worked here, and it's worked.
About who gets the ball back.
Oh, it's not been given. It's not been given.
Well, unhappy about everything that just unfolded there, but the
Wow, I'm a bit surprised.
Senegal still lead by a goal to nil.
Why you? So basically, Equatorial Guinea, were you trying to con the ref?
Nutmeg from Saliusis and the challenge.
It sounds like Equatorial Guinea were trying to con the ref. Why would they stupidly go and try and con the ref? There's no need.
Still the debate rages on.
It's a reprieve, isn't it, for Senegal? It's a warning.
Yeah, but you've seen that in other leagues when it happens, and you very rarely see them given because, like, especially for us, in the Premier League, because the rules are now if it's in a natural position, it won't be given. And that was in a natural position. If his arm was slightly further away from his body and then it hit him, I would have gone, yeah, penalty because he's in an unnatural position. But I could tell what the player was doing. He was trying to make it so he hit his arm either way, even though his arm was in the right position. Trying to con the ref. But in fairness, if you're trying to con the ref, it means you also should be booked.
The last few moments.
Still, Senegal 1, Equatorial Guinea 0.
Maybe both sides there just looking to take the sting out of the situation a little bit.
Three strange decisions in the last few minutes. The non-foul on the halfway line.
Yeah, but I can see why. But the problem was, he tried to, but it's still the only thing. The reason why I think it was gone is because his hands in a natural position and the ball hit his arm, even though his arm was in the right place for it not to be given. No, it's in a natural position. Isn't it? Not if it was in the Premier League. If it was in the Premier League, it wouldn't be given because it has been an unnatural position for it to be given. I'm using that because we're the only one in the league that has that rule. We're the only one in that league around the world that has that rule.
Taken down with his bounce back to his feet. Flag will now wave in Equatorial Guinea's favour. Got to let that, or get that quickly out of their system, and
it's a great sighter for them.
Yeah.
If they do attack
And for me,
Senegal,
they need to get VAR into the Scottish leagues. I've watched 2 games in Scotland, and a couple of times VAR would have been used in 2 of them. They were both Celtic versus Hearts games,
with numbers, they can cause Senegal
which
problems.
about 2 potential goals in the last game would have not been given. Because both of them were offside. Is it going to be El Salvador or is it going to be Esteban? Esteban. He scored the last goal I saw at Equatorial Guinea score. Esteban. Oh, Janik. I'm now watching the game on BBC iPlayer because signal kept dropping in it.
Well, that's the underdog. It's moments like that you need to be in your favour.
I tried doing it, but the signal keeps dropping in and out on occasions, which is playing up a bit when on this one. It's not doing it all the time. It's not doing it at all.
Really disappointed that's been overturned.
Oh, so basically, for example, so is he doing a Diego Jota? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so basically it was like Diego Jota's goal in the semi-final against Arsenal where he didn't hit it properly and it caught the keeper out. Yep, goal. 1-1. Mendy's not happy. He's yelling at his defenders.
What a moment for Equatorial Guinea. I was just saying how
Yannick,
they attack with more intent, send a few bodies forward.
If Senegal lose, it means that means Mendy can be back quicker and have a bit of a rest time before coming back to action for us.
Touch with the left, finish across Mendy with the right. It's too quick.
And to be nice and fit for the.
Brilliant finish by Boyla. Game on.
Brilliant football.
But don't forget, he's played nearly, for the last 2 months that we've had playing games constantly, he's played nearly every single one up to playing in the African combinations as well.
Equatorial Guinea get anything going down their left-hand side, but they've got Basilio Ndong into the game more and more. The left back getting forward, playing his part there. And Yannick Boyla too. How well did he take that with the 2 touches?
My guy! My guy! Number 18 is my guy. His name's good. Ismail Assar. The guy who I play on FIFA so much that I rate him. Scores nearly all my goals. Ismail Assar. Number 8, I think he's number 18. Because his name's Ismail. Ismail Assar. Yep. He's Rufford. Yep, Ismail Assar is Rufford. Just get him on the ball and he'll just use speed. Go for it. That's the only good thing about him, is that he's got pace. Other than that, he's shite.
This will be a test for that knee.
Except if you're Manchester United, because they were that shit that they let him score. Go on, Senegal. Can we have a 90th minute winner? Can we have a 90th minute winner from a corner by Edouard Mendy, please?
Just got to resist surges of adrenaline like that give away free kicks. There's a red wall there to try and block Senegal's attack. Sal Coco gets it away.
Come on, Senegal. Oh, you absolute twat. Why did you miscue it? Cue the Bali, what? Hey, cue the Bali. You're a legend. You're a legend for nothing, but not for Senegal, unfortunately. Because you keep making mistakes. Yeah, for... when he plays for Napoli, he doesn't make any mistakes. He hardly does any of that. But when he plays for Senegal, he tends to make mistakes for some reason. Oh, don't remind me of that game against Salernitana. That's the only time he's ever got sent off for Napoli.
All around Europe, being held, and at the moment, up against it. As the ball comes across and Emilio Ensue wasn't far away from a decisive final touch. The players plucked from the lower leagues in Spain, in France, all over the shop.
All over the shop.
All over the shop right now.
Get me the Equatorial Guinea shirt.
Equatorial Guinea
Give me the oh my.
looking so comfortable.
It is USA 0, Canada.
With a brilliant cross. Monsieur just can't get on the end of it.
Pulisic, you better not be real. You better play better. Come on, I have faith in you.
You were telling me during the break, Dean, about the rivalry between Equatorial Guinea and their bigger
Is
neighbours,
it?
Cameroon.
Ah!
Make the point that
Wow, he's actually playing up front. Ah! He's playing in the same position that he does at Chelsea.
This performance, Equatorial Guinea are showing the
As a part of a front three, but he plays on the left, and Zardes is in the middle.
rather they go through the Senegal. Can't believe with 16
Zard,
minutes
that's
we're talking about it being balanced again.
the other one. I don't think I've heard of this guy called Yunus Musa, which doesn't even sound American.
To be a little bit more
But he's 19 years old and plays for Valencia.
that is what they've done.
And they've got Adams. They've got Adams, who is Tyler Adams, play for Leipzig.
they've shown apart from a 15-minute spell in the first
I'm gonna see if there's any other here. Oh, Weston McKennie.
really dominated
So they got quite a fast
Guinea have given us
one wing. They actually got quite a fast wing on the left side because you got Pulisic, then behind him McKennie, and then you got Anton Robinson of Fulham. So you got one side of the field which is nothing but speed, but on the other side you're blooming buggered. And then they've got Then you got Richards, who plays for Hoffenheim in the back, with Miles Robinson of Atalanta United. And then you got, on the other wing, is Sergio Arnaldes at the back.
okay there. Would have been better off keeping the ball, never really set himself for
And
the
then
strike.
Yeah, Chris Richards, who plays for Hoffenheim.
Equatorial Guinea have taken control of this game.
Chris Richards, 21. TSG Hoffenheim. And then you got a guy called Matt Turner, who plays for New England Revolution. In goal. Who else is up here? Other than that, I don't know any other players other than those that most of them are on the pitch, because they're the most recognisable ones are all playing.
Headed by Ismail Assar. Mane will keep it going. The flag is up for offside anyway. There it will end for Senegal.
Ha!
Change is being planned by Aliou Cisse.
Oh, it's getting you. That's just their managers. Their manager's just weird.
Took a risk, got away with it. Ogbonna put himself into a good
Bamba dying.
pass.
What? Oh. Oh no.
By Boyle
Oh no.
and Don. These two are combining now. A pair of them hardly got a touch.
It's
They
a
got a
foul.
Senegal half in the first half.
Well, this left side for Equatorial Guinea is looking more and more
Yep.
threatening as the game goes on. Playing with such flair and confidence.
Ha
You can see how much they're enjoying themselves out there. There's flicks, there's overs.
Why is
Really
it?
great to see.
Turned back by Esteban
Oh, so
goalkeeper Jesus Owono.
wow.
Use his full name there because either one of two of you wondering what's happened to the Former West Ham player Pedro Obiang, who was one of the stars of the Equatorial Guinea side, former Spanish under-21. He's been out since August.
Second Coyote, who plays for Crystal Palace.
Bronchopulmonary disease. Don't know if he'll be
Huh?
back in action at all. It's Sassuolo in Italy these days, but that's why he's not present for Equatorial Guinea at this tournament.
That's hilarious.
Goal score is off. Kamara Diédhiou
Bamba dying.
comes Bamba Dieng.
Bamba dying.
Marseille, another player's been linked with a Premier League move, only 21. And the other change is
Bamba dying. He's got to be good. He play.
Crystal Palace's Cheku Kouyaté is back from suspension.
He must be good. He plays for Marseille, so he plays for a high-profile team, so he should be good. Plays from good.
Don't even know how it comes with
Yep.
Kouyaté taking.
And he's a left wing. And he's only 21.
It's going to be so key to Senegal. Just to turn the tide here back in their favour again. And what a
That would be like
to bring on a player
you
like
you literally like you ridiculed him, and then seconds later it's like, I need to go and teach this person a lesson, and nearly did it by scoring.
is a massive boost for Senegal.
Just even up those possessions.
The only reason I say I don't like him because he plays for a club that we have a rivalry with, which is Crystal Palace. It's like Fulham fans think they have a rivalry with Chelsea, but Chelsea fans don't think it's a rivalry, and Fulham fans do. We have two different opinions.
More than match them. We do love an underdog.
We love an underdog. We love
He's just gonna prove something to you.
to gain. And that is exactly how Equatorial Guinea have approached this second half.
I bet you it's like the shittest goal ever.
Behind the goal. It's being defended by Jesus Owono.
Did you actually put money on him to score?
That's where the dancing is now.
Yeah. He goes and scores. Oh, with the ball.
Long in. And kept
Oh,
it
Kia.
crucially.
Oh, Kiate. How have you missed that, you twat?
From Carlos Acampo. Oh, it was Kouyaté, wasn't it, coming in? It's another tall threat they've got in there now.
We've seen some fantastic play going forward from Acampo, but brilliant defending there at the back post. Had to get a
1-1. 67 minutes played.
Koulibaly's gone to the back this time, but it's been followed by Pablo Gana. In fact, he's gone to the front.
Oh!
Far away from getting to it.
That
Ensue
sounded wrong.
says, leave it to me. And again. Koulibaly's back to win it.
Oh!
And that's going to come.
Oh! He scored! What a shit goal, man, for the Gauts.
Cheku Kouyaté only just on. In the right place to make it advantage Senegal again.
No, but what's stupid enough that what makes it even worse that the two Equatorial Guinea players that went for it stupidly headed it backwards.
To make a positive difference. That is what has happened.
So that's what
Senegal 2,
is
Equatorial
stupid.
Guinea
And I
1.
think two of them tried going for it at the same time. That didn't help the situation even more.
They deal with a corner,
Yep,
but it's a lack of communication.
yep.
Two
Two.
defenders
That
going
is
for the
true.
same
Two
ball.
defenders didn't communicate, so basically it made it that they hit both of them to make it go backwards.
In the right position just to flick it.
What a bunch of two idiots are those players.
Equatorial Guinea got it all to do once again. That is a gift for Senegal.
Oh, that number 16 needs to be talked to by his captain and said, why did you do that, you prick?
By the way, it is a gift for Cheku Kouyaté.
Literally, one of the Equatorial Guinea defenders literally had it. His teammate literally nudged him slightly, so it meant it hit his shoulder, then it went backwards.
Won't let it slip again.
So literally, it's not the number 15's fault, it's number 16.
Make an impact. And what an impact he has made. Just took a chance.
That's why I hate it with defenders.
Just the tasks.
If you know one of them's going for it, don't you go for it as well. Because you know something's gonna go wrong, and it went wrong.
Captain of Senegal at the last Africa Cup of Nations in 2019.
Bamba dying.
Disappointing
Bamba dying. Someone to get on career mode.
Saw his team finish up runners up in the final against Algeria. Once again, just a short step away from
Wow,
another semi-final appearance.
Bamba dying is market values at 5.3 mil.
The trophy. They've only 4 times previously been in the semis. This is their time, you feel. Well, maybe Equatorial Guinea have something else to say. Here's Ndong.
Ooh.
Mendy switched on.
Wow. I didn't know this, that he can play as a left wing and he can also play up front.
Some great play in the build.
Yeah.
Equatorial Guinea again.
Yeah. So I think if they already had someone up front, he would have gone into the left wing because he's a regular left wing. But he switches between the two.
Carpo. Ibanetu.
I want to see this Bamba dying runs to see how quick he is.
It's a nice touch. Ibanetu. Machine. Took too long.
From what you said, he's electric. Fucking hell! That guy's managed to catch up with a player and nearly managed to nick it from him.
Took charge.
What the fuck?
Superb defended by Coco.
That player was literally seconds away from that ball nicked from him.
Clash there. But Coco took control of the situation.
Bloody hell. Come on, Equatorial Guinea, I want this to go to penalties.
Simon Coco.
'Cause I think it will be fun.
Jose Machine gives it away. Something on here for Senegal. This is Myla Sarr.
That's a foul, ref.
Challenge successfully.
What a
Coco,
twat.
who was not going into that with any half measures.
Once again, brilliant defending from Coco. He read the danger.
Bamba Dieng.
Super tackle.
What a name.
Pablo Gunet is off. He will hope that that's not his tournament over. Well, in his place comes Federico Bicoro.
Bicoro.
Another from the Spanish fourth tier with Hercules. And he's on loan from Real Zaragoza. Defending to do for him first from a Bundesliga corner. Ibanedu and Suik.
And Pablo Guinea.
It's a Senegal ball. Surely it is.
What the heck's going on now?
All sorts going on there. Straight
That should be
away,
a penalty to Senegal.
Federico
That should be a penalty to Senegal.
involved.
He had good ball around the neck.
I know you were talking about handball earlier.
What a twat.
Sometimes hard to tell what is and what isn't. I have a similar problem with what goes on at corners.
Senegal should have had a penalty just then.
Good turn and an excellent block.
Can we have Koulibaly score next and it'll make it even more surprising?
Shoot. Here's Idrissa Gana Gueye, and the run fooled him. Saliusis went, and he hadn't seen him go.
What?
Two players not quite on the same page there.
I don't think he's ever took a penalty.
And Suet gets a free kick.
Because you don't rarely,
Defied by Diallo.
you don't rarely see defenders take penalties. For Napoli, most of the penalty takers are either they're like midfielders and strikers.
What do they have left, Equatorial Guinea? Have they got another push in them? We discussed already, the manager said this is a cup final for them. They got 15 odd minutes to give absolutely everything to try and force a way back into this game.
Bicoro. Ibanedu. Now Mane's nicked it and away with it.
For me to find out, I have to go all the way back to 2020, the last time Napoli took a penalty shootout, and that was to win the Coppa Italia.
And just listen to the crowd's reaction to that run.
So I can have a look and see who took a penalty.
Control, strength, ability, confidence, everything we expect of one of the world's best.
Right in front of those adoring Senegal fans. Similar earlier today when Mo Salah was playing for Egypt.
So Insigne took one, Politano and Maximovic. Maximovic was a defender. Jelly babies. Here we go, we got some news. Some news has just been announced. Frank Lampard has agreed to become Everton manager. It's just been agreed 18 minutes ago.
Senegal will be banking on their experience.
This is the
Majority of these players playing high pressure matches week in, week out. They'll know full well how to hang on to leads. But there's always a question at 2-1.
Because now you know what's going to be funny. It's not just going to be Everton fans who want to beat Liverpool. You're now going to have you're going to have a Chelsea fan base that's going to be back in Everton.
He puts himself about a bit.
He has got a number of free kicks in this game.
Yeah, because what's interesting, even though it's a failed Premier League club, you know that a lot of the fan base will back Lampard because of what he's done for us. It's just the only time ever we would go against a legend if they become a manager would be if it was against, say, if it was with like Arsenal, Liverpool, Man United or Man City or something like that. We would be not wanting to do well because he's betrayed us. But Everton, we don't really have any grudges against Everton. I do not do goal. And like I was saying, we want Lampard to succeed at Everton because we don't have any grudges towards Everton, as in like rivalries or anything. So yeah, yeah, yeah. That's why a lot of Chelsea fans will want him to do well, and that's
Equatorial Guinea.
that the only difference is that would split down the opinion of everyone down the middle, because we have a very big hatred towards West Ham, and West Ham don't like us and we don't like them. So it would split it down 50. Yeah, I can understand that, but it would split the fan base's views on it 50-50. But for this one, I think it would be 100. Oh, 3-1. It's going to be 100% that we hope he does well, sort of thing, because we've got no hatred towards Everton, so we'll be fine.
And Senegal have daylight. Senegal have the semi-finals well and truly.
3-1.
Here's Myler with his first minutes of the tournament. Hasn't played since November for Watford nor for his country, but brought on as a substitute, as was Cheku Kayate just a few minutes before, to seal it.
Lampard is expected to be announced on Monday. Wow. Now this shows how he's bringing Chelsea, a bit of a Chelsea roots to Everton. He's picked ex-Chelsea assistant Paul Clement to be his assistant.
And Senegal get that 2-goal cushion, which takes him into the last 10 minutes.
There you go.
In a far more comfortable state of mind.
Oh, he's bringing Chelsea influences to Everton. That's good.
It's going to go 3 at once here. Here's Juan Micha.
So you'll be happy.
Slipping away now. Off goes the sporadically impressive Ivan Edu. Miranda's made
Oh, Salvador! Salvador! Get that cunt!
The record scorer, 13-goal Emilio Insue. That might be him done at the Africa Cup of Nations.
Here we go. I'll be able to tell. It says here what Frank Lampard's part of his staff's going to be. Oh.
Equatorial Guinea to concede in the manner they did. A free kick where they had an opportunity to get set, get their defensive shape sorted. They didn't. They switched off. And when you're playing against top class teams, you get punished.
It's Equatorial Guinea 1, Senegal 3 with 10 minutes to go, folks.
Two last hurrahs here for Equatorial Guinea. That's a good lead. Maybe taking a ride on the shoulders though, and that is how it's been viewed. That tells the story. Disappointment plain to see.
A dejected Ivan Edu for so long. They've been in this game. But that goal, a real sucker punch. And any lingering hope that Equatorial Guinea had may have just faded with that goal.
Nine minutes to go, folks. 9 minutes to go. Oh. Okay.
Awono has the confidence to execute the Cruyff turn under pressure. Injury here for Basilio and Don. He's ridden it out okay. It was a difficult landing for him. Bunasar applied the pressure. Jose Machin, here's a Don. Closed down by Enemy. Fullback won't find a red shirt with modified Papi Mendy, who gets it clear despite a slip.
Senegal 3, Equatorial Guinea 1, 83 minutes played, folks.
Senegal against Burkina Faso on Wednesday in the first semi-final.
Oh.
It is going to be.
Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, I just thought it was something to do with your phone or something, because usually that's where sometimes you go off.
Equatorial Guinea change. Alex Balboa is about to take the field, only 20. His first minutes of the tournament. He's trying to give
Oh, fair enough.
A taste of it here is Juan Micha. Changes that suggest that he knows it's nearly over.
Well, we're just looking at the difference.
I had that happen to me the last time my mate was over. They gave us the wrong order, but let us have that order for free, and then they gave us our proper order. We basically had done it. We had done a meat. We had like a done a meat, but instead they actually gave us 2 wraps, and we didn't even order wraps. So they get Where am I got from? Guys. No one to go now, folks. Equatorial Guinea are on their way out of the competition.
Very rarely gets those wrong.
hands off, and on comes Alex Balboa. Another who's Spain-born, another who is...
That's good.
Alaves just made one appearance, that was in the Copa del Rey. Balima's ball in.
So they brought you the right food.
By Edu Mendy with Pedro Oba trying to crash in a bit of late hope.
And that's how quickly this game can turn again. It looked like the danger would be averted by Koulibaly, but it wasn't. Mendy with the quick reactions. Gets down, such a big man, he gets down so quickly.
Cheeky little bastard.
Solid save.
No, the only different... Wow, it sounds like they're not as lenient, not very as generous as what they're like down here, because we basically they gave us the wrong order and let us have the order that they gave wrong and let us have that one for free. We basically ordered, because from some takeaways you can get like doner meat and chicken nuggets. So my mate got that as like a chicken nuggets as sides. Then we got like in pita bread with doner meat with garlic mayonnaise mayo. Yeah, my mate did the same bit. I got regular, he got large, and it turned out what we originally were given were 2 wraps, and we didn't even order wraps.
Who is loving this chance to make his mark at the tournament and get himself back into competitive action.
None of us knew because we were given something that we didn't order. We had no idea what they were. That's what I'm saying, we had no idea what they were. We were just given... Yeah, we just said they were wraps, but we didn't know what wraps they were.
More impact in a few short minutes than Bouladia, who we replaced.
We didn't have any. Because we had because then eventually they came back with the right order. So we had the order that we had, but they said as a way of saying sorry for the having the mistake, you can keep the original food that you were given by mistake, as a way of us saying sorry.
In a tournament, especially coming to the latter stages.
Not really, because those were saved for next day. My mum and dad had them.
So it's 30 tomorrow. Enjoy his day now.
And I didn't have my takeaway that I was supposed to have that night because it was on the day that I literally fell ill.
Play that properly and get another attacking move going.
No, but it was something to do with the food that I had previously on the same day.
Looks as though he's getting frustrated with them, just trying to keep it at the back. That won't please him either.
Because I had some nachos, which had salsa, sour cream on, and it turned out it was something to do with maybe the sauce or something, or how they cooked it. Somehow didn't, or my mum and dad thought it could have been that the food that they were making could have been off. But like they're not to know it's going to be off when they're giving it to you. Yeah, but they think it's not the nachos. They just think it might have just been the sauce or something that might have caused it. That could have been off.
Twice during the tournament, they were the hosts or the co-hosts.
Well, it's a valiant effort from them once again, reaching the knockout stages.
Then what was it? Oh yeah, what I was saying to you earlier, that Lampard has announced who a part of his coaching staff's going to be. He's going to have Paul Clements with him, that's been at Chelsea. And he's also, you might have heard of this name at Chelsea, called Joe Edwards. They're both going to join Lampard at Everton. So basically there's going to be a Chelsea influence in this Everton team.
2021 played in 2022.
And as neutrals is exactly what we like to see.
No, because if I was Lampard, I would have said, I would have said to Duncan Ferguson, why don't you come and be a part and help out, because at least you got someone who knows the team in the club inside out that could more or less help. None of these don't.
Because the end is nigh.
Yeah, the only
3 more minutes to go. Senegal 3.
It was weird. It was weird.
Guinea 1.
Yeah, the one that they were going to get was a Portuguese. They were going to get a Portuguese manager. Then then the fans protested because they wanted Lampard as manager, and it worked.
Let's not forget the fun of a funner as a great nickname. Sadly, not a little.
So it shows in football, if there's a manager that the fans would want to see manage their team, go and protest, and it could happen. And it happened at Everton, so it could happen at any club now. Knowing that if it can happen at Everton, then any other fan base can try it and see if it works.
You've got to be hitting the target. You've got to be working Mendy, and from that distance.
But not every club's going to be as lenient as Everton are to their fans. That's the thing. Especially if you see that happening.
Didn't have the easiest preparation for this. Senegal.
Because if you say that, it's like if you see, for example, Man United doing it, that the Glazers would never cave in. They would never cave in to what Man United fans want.
Toddler beds, said one player. And mosquitoes in the air, but.
Yeah, no. What I mean is, if there's a manager that they think it'll be good at Man United, and they protest, say we want this manager in, but you're choosing the other one instead, and we protest against that decision, you would know that the Glazers wouldn't go with the fans; they would go with their own decision. But I like the owner of Everton, because I think it's Howard Kendall, who's really actually quite a decent owner, and he's knows how to do things. And he's the last manager that Everton had that won him a trophy.
As you mentioned earlier on in the competition, nowhere in Africa, this part of Africa particularly, is an easy journey, but it's a short journey back across the border for the Equatorial Guinea supporters. They've made their presence felt.
They'll be so proud of their team.
Jeez, this Paul Clement's been everywhere. He's been at Chelsea, Bayern Munich, Real Madrid and PSG.
They have been fantastic, and I'm sure they're only going to grow from this experience.
And all of them were with Ancelotti. So it shows that Ancelotti highly regards him as a very big figure.
A few more of these young players too. Pedro Oba down. Nothing for it. Goal kick Senegal, if there's even time to take it.
And it would be that Lampard's first game would be against Newcastle away.
Not without its hiccups. At 1-1, it did look a little bit rocky for them. But they've ridden it out impressively, thanks to a little bit of help with that second goal that put them back in charge.
Oh no. Yeah, we're definitely not going. Chelsea are definitely not going for Ousmane Dembele, because Barcelona have already agreed terms with PSG for him.
It has gone the way we thought it would. Senegal reached the semi-finals for only the 5th time as they try to.
You already know PSG is going to get to the point of a club where you're not going to satisfy everyone.
Against little fancied Equatorial Guinea. Take back to 1-1 early in the second half, but on came the cavalry.
But when you think if we went for him and he went, yeah, he would fit into our team within straight away. He would fit into our team.
With the final score in Yaoundé. Senegal 3, Equatorial Guinea 1.
Full time, Equatorial Guinea 1, Senegal 3. Like, subscribe to the notification, get tips else. And I'll check during the week what football is on and all that jazz. Like, subscribe.